All right, we're back. All right, so this is match 2 for Vorime versus Upper. All right, so you're both on the start, one click away from starting the game.
I am.
Upper looks gray now.
Yeah, now both streams are grayed out.
See if we can get it back.
Sorry, I'm just restarting the game. Sorry. 1 second.
Okay.
Okay. That's...
All right, there's Upper stream back, and Varime's is gray again.
All right, everyone watching, we need your energy. Fix these tech issues.
All right, they're back.
Hey,
There we go.
wow, that was an instant response on my request. Thanks, everyone.
All right, so on go. So, 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck.
Luck's for the second races. Both runners set off pretty much in sync. After that performance in the first race from both runners, just salivating at the prospect of what we have in store for us here.
Yeah, that was a crazy PB from Upper, and a very close to world record run from Vorime.
Insane to see. I did say I do live for another day, but it's not true because we do have another race right here. Upper has the opportunity right here to beat all of us. Proves that there's no limit to how much you can improve if you just put your mind to it. So Upper showing it. He's done a lot of hard work. He's been doing a lot of no reset runs if you've been sitting in on his stream. So he's quite evenly practiced throughout the run. It's not like he's been in reset hells and stuff like that. Just putting himself into the mindset that he needs to be for a race. So it's all coming to fruition right here. 115-ish and 119 from Upper, I believe. I'm not sure if he missed the fast door, maybe.
Yeah, it kind of seems like he missed fast door. Yeah, I'm still just kind of blown away from the last race. I haven't finished processing how fast the times were. Like you said, Upper had a PB of a little over 124 coming into today, and then got a 122.30, I think, on live on stream, which is, racing is already like a added stressor to your runs. So any sort of PB is already kind of out of the ordinary, but to get a 1.5-minute PB over, like, during a race against the world record holder in the category, after, again, only starting like a month ago, a little over a month ago is when Upper started running this game.
Yeah, I was mentioning this in my own stream, but if there's anyone who is going to give a good challenge to Vor in round 2, it is Upper. Like I said, super principled, very dedicated and hardworking, and taken this challenge. Like, he's really risen to it. He's been well aware of what Vorime offers, and he's really taken into his stride to like learn all the strats that Vor does and try to perform them as well or better. So he's doing a good job here. Did see a lot of places where Upper got really good execution on strats, which even Vor was messing up. So really good showcase. Love to see it. No fear facing up against the number 1 seed. You know, there's a lot of respect in the community for Vor. Upper not letting any of that go to his head. Just playing his game, doing the race as fast as he can do it.
Yeah, having a little bit of trouble on that arena wave. I'm not sure if like the arrows missed at the top or what, but able to clean it up pretty quickly afterwards. Ends up losing about 10 seconds to that arena, I believe.
Yeah, I think he did enter like 4 or 5 seconds behind and is leaving about 10, somewhere between 12 to 15 seconds behind. So definitely losing time in that arena.
Both of them once again going for the roll over the stone wall there. Both get it without any issues. Not that it's a particularly difficult trick, but like you said, you can get stuck on that wall for a little bit and just kind of spin out.
Definitely has. It's not like that's not happened to me yesterday.
That's
Wonder why-
not quite cooperating for Vor there.
I wonder why he didn't shoot more at it. Oh, maybe he just preemptively rolled thinking that he did get it. The mage also not cooperating.
Yeah,
Bit
this
of
will
an
be a chance
unfortunate-
for Upper to make up a little bit of time.
Let's see how it all plays out in the right side as well. Much more cooperative bat wave. It's just
Ooh,
same
also
issue.
misses the mage.
That particular wave is all about timing. If you do miss, not much you can do to salvage it. The wave, the mage will disappear. Even your arrows really won't be able to hit it at that point. So, bit unfortunate. Chris seems to be exiting about 20 seconds behind. But everything can change in Guardian and the whole rest of this game. So
Yeah.
let's see how this goes.
You're never safe in this run. Vorime giving up 1 slash to be able to instant roll the laser. Another 606 Guardian. I believe last run was a 603, so only 3 seconds behind last run's start. Upper's able to get the full charge on the heavy there to get Guardian as it lands.
Gets hit by the fart but rolls through the laser. So he should be able to get the kill here with a few more slashes. Oof. Just, I guess it was a bit more under damage than I expected because he had to do a few more combos than I thought.
Oh, gets pushed off by the thing. Very lucky that he had an extra health there. You can die, and I guess it would have been fine, probably. It looked like the items were despawning, but if you fall into the void and die before the bridge spawns in, you have to go back and do the Guardian fight again. Like that doesn't, the trigger doesn't happen when Guardian dies. It's when the bridge spawns in.
Yeah, in a normal run, it's an easy just reset it. It's only been 5 minutes, but in a race, that is a very bad situation to be in. Hopefully, it does not happen to any of our racers. But yeah, Upper entering this cutscene as Vor is just coming to the end of it. But yeah, Vor flying through again, Cemetery. Once you, I guess, have it down pat, if things don't go wrong and there's not too much RNG going against your favor, it's pretty consistent. Even with the few issues that he had with the mages and the imps, got a very good time heading into a state.
Yeah, it also helps that Vorime probably has like hundreds of attempts through Cemetery at this point. I don't know how many more practiced people there are in the community at Cemetery right now.
Yeah, there really can't be that many, especially with the longevity of Vor in this game. He's, apart from you and Lat, I believe one of the oldest runners. And I guess, never mind, there are a bunch of glitch runners, but in the NMG category, at least, I imagine it's you guys.
Yeah, I believe that NMG was not really being run when we started. Vorime picked it up, I believe, before Lat or I picked it up, but then retired for a while, and then it was just me and Lat pushing the game. And then Vorime came back, and now we see where the world record has gone since then.
Yeah, I do believe Vor has kind of held the world record by himself and not really been bopped in any percent for a long time at this point. Just shows he is pretty determined to not just, settle on his laurels, but keep pushing the game, which is very good for the health of the game and the community as well. It keeps the game exciting, keeps us excited to learn new things. Everyone is always kind of looking out for Vor's speed tech posts, and like anyone else's for that matter, but it is nice when the people who are at the top of the game do try to push it forward.
Yeah, especially with Vor sitting at a like 1:17:04 or whatever the new time is. You know that he's going to be pushing it a little bit further. Definitely wants to at least break that 117 barrier, and one more gold on the comm sub sheet is going to push it to a sub 115 comm sub, which will probably be some inspiration for runners as well.
Then one day we'll figure out how to climb on top of bats, and then everything will change forever.
Well, what does a calm sub stand for?
It's the community sum of best. So it's all of the gold splits, the best that anybody has done any single segment in any of their runs, whether it was completed or not.
Okay.
But it looks like we'll have upper pulling right side lever right around when Vorime is pulling left side lever.
Upper having a time in right side again, not his favorite part of this run, at least today.
Yeah,
But
does make
have
it out
one
with
more.
2 health.
Yeah, better than last time. Vor has been flying through. I don't know if you noticed his right side, but it was insane. He got some really cool deflects, some simultaneous charge heavies on the archer, which also deflected back to mage. So definitely worth watching if you ever watch this VOD back. Good play all around. Up around 2 health, so, and it looks like the mage might be a little off cycle here at this point. The spawn won't be ideal for getting that 2 mana, but that's not at the top of his mind right now. Vor did that hit list, didn't he? Just 1206. 1206 entry, craziness.
Yeah, I remember the baseline for like whether you were having a good estate used to be, are you hitting first lever before 12 minutes? And now here, or is going into manor at around 12 minutes. Ooh, upper not having enough mana. Like you said, the mage wasn't in good enough position to charge up any arrows. So it has to go out and grab those mushrooms out by the entrance there.
I was trying to look back to see. I don't think Vor has broken the 12-minute estate exit, has he? Because that must definitely be on his mind with all the recent minute barriers he's been breaking.
I can't remember. For some reason, I thought he got like an 11:59, but I might have been thinking of another split that he like just got under the minute barrier on.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but it's definitely very close to it if he's not already broken it, so that is in itself quite insane. It looks like upper has a little bit of a gap to bridge, much more than last time. It looks like minute and 20 seconds compared to a minute last time. but as we've said before, anything can happen. And Upper had such a crazy run towards the end of this last race, just went zooming. So it's all the way to the end that things can change.
Yeah, I mean, like we were saying last time, you can make it to Gray Crow without any issues and then take an extra hit and suddenly you're losing a minute to the last boss fight. Second to last boss fight. First wave, you're not quite cooperating with Upper.
Yeah, Mage getting away. Meanwhile, Vor had a very clean Licky Tongue fight. I didn't notice if Vor got a clean first room there, but if he did, then Upper is going to lose some more time here. In spinnies.
Interesting watching Vorime keep pace of the mana that he has there. Leaving the spinning pots, only had 1 mana and grabbed like 2 pots on the way over to the key. Which is just, I don't know, good awareness of how much mana is needed for each next area. A lot of the times people will get into the next room and like then recognize that they don't have enough and have to grab pots there, rather than kind of keeping one split ahead in your mind.
And that's one of those things which comes with experience. Sure, Vor would have gone through those rooms many times where he's not had enough mana and just learned from that. That's kind of the process of just grinding it out. And obviously he has enough recognition to not do it again. That's kind of the key. Learn quickly, improve every single time that you run the game. That's the ideal. So good ethos. I think both runners really exemplify that ethos of self-improvement. That's so core to speedrunning. So love to see it. It's kind of a mirror image to see Upper doing the exact same movement around these rooms here. So you love to see it. Very consistent, clean play. 1 health is not nice. Vor must be sweating a bit right now. Just super safe all the way around.
Interesting that he didn't pick up the heal on the way out. Must be very confident in the Lick-a-Tongue fight on Crow 3.
I can bet everything that he's going to take a heal before that, because in our race yesterday he went into Crow 3 with 2 health and died. So if he doesn't take the heal here, I take back everything I just said about him. Because going into 1 health with the grunt arena, anything can happen. You can just get sniped by the grunts, like doing a. They do have enough of a wind up that it shouldn't happen, but they could swipe at you when you don't expect it. So yeah, taking the heal, just the smart thing. Thank God. Oh my
Cursing
goodness.
decision making now.
Yeah, if he hadn't, I would have just given up. I would have retired from everything. Aggressive fight. Yep, he's gonna get the grunt before anything happens. Pretty much 1 crow apart. 1 crow and 1.
Think again.
Yeah, just 1 crow and 1 crow animation apart. Upper has full health coming out of here, which is perfect. That's exactly what you want. Not having had to kill too many imps. Just have a clean imp loft, clean. We know that Upper strat for the big pot is consistent, and he's the expert at it, obviously. So didn't expect any hits there, but imp loft going well is good news.
Something that always stands out to me is like surprising about these strats is that like that bookshelf orb where you saw Vord drop down and grab the orb as he was falling. That was a runner, JDN, who doesn't even run this game, that like looked into learning the speed run and did like one playthrough. And then we saw him grabbing that orb by falling past it, and we were like, why are we not doing this? This is just the correct way to do this.
And you
But it's
mentioned, I was literally going to ask you about that and JDN, so that's some serendipitous explanation.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that, like, the more people you have running a game, there's just so many things that, like, getting more perspectives really helps push times. Like, you could have just Vorime running this game and getting incredible times with the strats that are available, but then have a couple more people show up and suddenly all new strats are discovered.
We're having to do the backup on the first pot since he wasn't able to bait the purple pot into exploding it perfectly. But good backup recognition there. You're gonna have Ava and Crow for simultaneously, I imagine.
Yeah, I'm very making up a little bit of time by not falling on the spooky roll there.
Let's see if Upper is able to get through it. Oof. Oof.
That was so close.
Oh my goodness. He's going for those two, which is just so scary for me to see. Gets hit by one of the mages. He's looking to clean up these Licky Tongues so he can kill the mages off immediately. Ooh. Just a little late. When the mages are despawning, hitting them doesn't send them spinning.
I just watched Vorime deflect a missile into a purple bomb, which was not something I've ever seen before, but like...
It seems to be the thing he's going for. I've seen a bunch of other runners do it as well. I'm pretty sure there's like no reason beyond swag, right? Because you have enough mana.
Right, and it's an auto scroller. Like there's no benefit to it other than it looks cool deflecting a mage shot into another enemy.
Well, you can't deny that it does look cool, so you know that's 50% of speedrunning, 90%, 100%, who knows? People will differ. A very fast exit, I believe slower than last time.
Yeah, but only by like 4 seconds, I think.
Yeah. So insane pace. Like, yeah, I think it was 48 and now 52. So yeah, you're right. That's it. Upper heading in again as War is exiting similar situations. It's good to see runners are being consistent in their paces as well, because you do want them to be at their peaks performance here. Definitely have seen that today. Vor did clean up a bunch of soul in Imploft. Yep, there you go. Skipping Spider Lair. This is very interesting. I haven't seen this happen in Vor's runs before, so we will see.
And to do this, you have to grab all 3 orbs after bomb spell.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. Oof, 1 health. Last Licky Tongue, it can still bite you, but plays it well and gets through. So keeping the time difference about what it was, just a little over a minute, between a minute and minute and a half, so good stuff. There will be some more artificial separation here because War will have gone ahead without going to Spider Lair. Upper will probably go for Spider Lair still. And that will close back up after Ava 2 in the Stranded Sailor split.
Yeah, having Vorime already a minute ahead is going to make this look like a much larger gap than it is. I'm kind of curious how far separated we'll get.
Yeah, Spider Lair does take, I believe, Vor mentioned for him, takes about 33 seconds. That's how much it saved him. So we will have an additional like 30-ish seconds basically of separation here. Now that Upper is going into Spider Lair, yep, this is where we will see that grow. Nice key arena.
Yeah, a little bit smoother than last one. Didn't run back to clean up the grunts like you did before.
Yeah, he has more than enough soul. He's over 850. You just want to be at like 845 or 843, whatever. If you have 1,000, then you want to be 1,045. But since he skipped 2, he's at 845. Rather, he's at 850, which is a ton more than you need. So he's feeling probably pretty good about it. Let's see. First try this
First
time.
try. Redeeming himself. Does take a hit there, but it doesn't really matter because stand up before the vine falls down anyway. Just makes the arena here a little bit spookier.
Or doesn't go for the deflect back on the left side flame plant, which I find interesting. I believe he used to do that, I'm pretty sure. But choosing instead to just delay this heavy and hit it along with the grunt. In that case, the grunt did manage to get away and mess up that wave a little bit, but minor time loss. Probably more happy to get out of that arena without taking any hits from those grunts who are jumping around.
Yeah, there's some interesting things that grunt jumps can do in this game. I've seen them jump up over the wall, like from the lower level, jump up over the rampart into the upper level, which is something that would be terrifying to have happen in an actual run.
Yep, having an extra grunt in that arena, like it happens so rarely, you're never ready for it. If it happens, it'll pretty much mess up your rhythm, so don't want that to happen. Clean first couple of phases here. Yeah, this is so scripted that it's nice to look at, but you know exactly what's going to happen. Works out the same way every time in the bomb plant arena. But every time you pull it off, it is as satisfying.
Yeah, watching the last 3 enemies die at the same time is just perfect. Do the last 2 waves spawn at the same time? I'm kind of curious if there's a setup for killing all 6 grunts at the same time.
Yeah, those are 2 halves of the same wave, yep. So you can kill all 6 of them together.
We saw Upper skip the wall skip, going for the very slightly longer way around.
I think everyone who watches the speedrun and isn't actually aware of what that skip is skipping always assumes that, oh, this is a big skip, it must save a lot of time. But then you see someone just walk around the forest settlement and you're like, oh my god, this was like foresight. So no, why do we hurt ourselves so much with that skip?
Especially when you have Vorime on the left side taking 6 tries last time and Upper just kind of walking past.
That is the perfect showcase of the masochism that is speedrunning. Yeah, we're gonna get his upgrades. Like we said, there is a lot of artificial separation here, which will close up post Avarice too. Now we head into dungeons with Vor. This is another one of those ones which I've never understood, why we light that cobweb on fire before we get the door. Because it just makes it harder to get the door.
Yeah, it really does. The camera pans over, you can't see where you are. It kind of feels like it should just be grab it afterwards, but I guess it's something to do with roll timing.
Yeah, I wonder how much, because you have to roll. It's not like you can save rolling afterwards either. But yeah, I'm not sure, honestly, if there's a reason beyond it looks like a magician's trick and it looks cool. We're having a tough time of this one this time. Down to 1 HP.
Very rough Pro 1 compared to last time.
Pretty much as bad as it could have gone. Down to 1 HP. The heal here is the most out of the way heal in dungeon because it's behind a brick wall, no less. Bit annoying to get back to that. So let's see.
Do you think he'll skip over it and he's just gonna quit?
Thought about it and just decided he'll choose to do the corner wall skip again. It's a very long walk though. Wonder if he didn't have enough seeds and this is just the way to do it, maybe. Another option would have been to open up the Kronk here in the next room and then take the save and quit, because that's probably slightly faster. I'm not sure though. Yeah, this is one of the situations which must have been an on-the-fly decision. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have pre-planned or expected this situation in particular to arise. Maybe after Crow 2 or 3, but definitely not after Crow 1 to have to do that so early. It's a bit of the spanner in the works. Gets hit by a preemptive hit from the Hammer Bro as well. Dungeon being spooky right now for Vor.
Yeah, after last run's basically perfect Crow 1, it must have been a little bit jarring.
Definitely. And that, again, I guess is a perfect example how this game and this race can just turn on a dime.
Yeah, so that does give Upper a little bit of time to close the gap. Right around 2 crows behind right now.
Or choosing to go for the spooky roll at 3 HP in a race, like, is a choice. But you know, I think he's again very practiced in it, so does not feel uncomfortable doing it.
Getting
Good
that deflect there.
You can see with hitting the Hammer Bro without breaking his shield how much faster it goes.
Yeah, this is a really fast arena.
Came back with a
After that
vengeance.
spider at the end.
Let's see how the spiders are here for Upper. Oh, just misses one deflect. Try to focus on the last spider for a second, but good recovery and cleans it up very quickly. Definitely faster than Vor's Crow 1 by a lot. Just because he didn't get hit 3 times. Getting hit itself loses you so much time because it locks you in place. You can't do damage. Bunch of stuff. And then not having to save quit after also will help. Yeah, Vor must be feeling Upper breathing down his neck a little now. will be well aware that that mistake will cost him time.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious if he knows the difference between them, or if he's just assuming the worst and thinking he has to make up a lot of time now.
This is one of those places where you wonder what your race strategy should be. Should you be listening to comms? Should you be trying to figure out whether you'd really need to step it up another gear and be extra risky? Because obviously that comes with risks, and you have to be willing to handle those. So wonder. Upper, meanwhile,
Speaking of
being
risks.
ooh. No, that is unfortunate for Upper. Spiders, why do they do this? There are really no words for that. I feel bad for Upper there. Really not much he can do. The spiders choose to be police.
Yeah, going the long way as well. Not trying the roll skip there, just breaking both bomb walls.
Yeah, I do believe it's still faster, like you said, to still do the corner roll skip and do the bomb wall skip again. Attempt number 2 at this crow. Taking it a bit slower this time, not...
Misses the roll slash.
had to wait for a deflect. Just sticking to old strats now, not trying anything fancy. Once you get out of this with full health and just move on to the rest of dungeon, put this behind him. Very clean the second time around. The vine just does have a weird hitbox. This one in particular, of all the vines in the game, I find very hard to figure out where to land the blow for it, so empathize with you there, Upper.
That is the first death that we've seen
Okay.
between these two today.
True. It has been a stellar showcase. And to some extent, dungeon being the first place where it happens is expected, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's
It
kind of
is
typical.
spooky section. Horse had a banger of a Ava 2 so far, who just manages to kill the green mage before it got away. Really nice. Upper also looks like hitless through Crow 3, so
Yeah, making up some of that time that was lost to the death there. I'm not seeing his timer change color. I'm not sure whether he's ahead of PB somehow with that death, or if he just doesn't have his PB split saved in this.
yeah, maybe he's adopted the wipe the splits strategy in between the runs. Because I imagine these are the same splits that he ran just now. Vor, meanwhile, is going to pick up all 3 orbs here. Goes for the ledge jump. That is probably the best way to get out of there. You can get stuck behind the wall if you choose to jump straight ahead. So smart to go on the ledge. Yeah, he has enough to get through.
This will again give Upper a little bit of time to catch up, since Vor has to grab 3 orbs here, and Upper has already grabbed the 2 extra orbs necessary.
Upper getting the nice mate spawn again. He does bait that out by being close to the wall, of course, but there is some luck involved there, of course, as well. This feels like one of those super clean Crow 3s so far. Just everything going, oh, until just then. Damage trade
Once again,
Yep.
reversing the run.
I saw some slander in chat earlier. I'm not doing this purposely. This is not my goal. I do want the runners to win everything, but yeah, it seems I'm cursed with a cursing power. Or this game is just hard and bad things tend to happen a lot.
Yeah, one of the two.
Yeah, this heading into Ava 2. And after the split, we will see how they are actually separated. I'm not doing it purposely, guys, please. Oh, Upper just gets the kill before the Muck sniped him. I don't think he got the heavy off this time fully charged. And this is the problem with going for the elite archer. The grunts can sometimes swarm you. You have to be cognizant of that and avoid the risk, but not big of a time loss. Getting stuck around the lantern again for a second.
Playing it safe around these spiders after the death in Crow 2. Just kind of waiting their attacks out rather than trying to heavy them while they're attacking.
Did see the roll past the projectiles again, so maybe it's a deliberate thing.
Ooh,
Oh,
unfortunate there. Vorime trying to go for the fast strat does not quite get the timing down and has to go the long way around. Was able to recover without taking damage, which is really all you could hope for, but
I don't know quite how he did it. I'm gonna have to look back and see, because when you mess that up, how do you avoid falling down to look at that? That's,
yeah, I don't know.
That's pretty key, I feel like, in that strategy. Falling off is a very big risk. Might get hit twice here, or just the once, okay. So we will see probably no save and quit still. Probably will still walk out to Crow 2. Upper meanwhile just picking up the one soul orb here, which is all that he needs for his upgrade.
Yeah, so we'll have Upper entering Stranded Sailor probably as Vorime picks up Crow 2, which is just slightly widening the gap between them.
Makes sense. Upper did have a little bit of time loss in in Ava 2 as well. Besides the death, of course.
Vorime making it up the ladder before the brazier lights.
2 runs in a row, cracked. 3 health, of course, holdover from the last arena, so beware this arena. If things go out of hand, it can turn south very quickly, but as long as you keep it fast and keep it tight, keep tight gameplay, that's all you need. That's what he's doing here. Nice mate spawn as well. The archer will be too far for a full heavy, but rolls out and does the 3 necessary lights afterwards. 2 more hits needed on this hammer bro, and it's the kill. Yeah, that's right. It feels always very comfy to go into Crow 2 with 3 health. Even sometimes, if you're feeling particularly risky, go with 2 health. But if anything goes wrong in that second wave, suddenly you can find yourself down to 1. And in that last wave with the Elite Archer and the Golden Hammer Bro, just the pressure and stress of having those enemies can be enough to knock you out. So good to be able to make it out. Of course, we expect that to some extent from someone as experienced as Var.
Yeah, again, I feel like I say it constantly when I'm talking about this game, but so many things can go wrong so quickly. You have 4 health at any given point in the run, and if you get knocked down, there's a good chance that you're going to stand up into another attack, and you very rarely just get hit once.
Yeah, honestly, anytime you get hit once, it's almost like a relief. You're like, oh, I have 3 health. This is good. Because more often than not, like you said, you can just end up in a 2 health situation just like that. And that's when things get spooky. So you only get 2 of those. We're showing the other strat here that Upper will not be doing. Upper uses this bomb to get rid of the roller, but Vor goes for the on-spawn heavy, which can work. It has to be timed to be exactly on spawn before the roller turns around. Bit precise, but very cool to see. Upper getting sniped once by an imp here. Almost getting sniped by the halberd as well. But gets out with, like we said, 1 health. He'll be feeling pretty good still.
Yeah, Upper's bomb strats for that roller have me wondering how good are spiders at dodging bombs versus other spells and attacks, because there are 3 spiders that spawn right against the wall there. I'm curious whether it could be useful to shoot a bomb at the statue and kill the spiders that way.
Yeah, I believe there was this exact conjecture earlier yesterday as well when we were discussing this. TFT bringing up similar thing that we can just use 2 bombs at that point. My experience from umbrella runs is that they do avoid them. They can jump and avoid them, but bombs have splash damage, so it's a higher likelihood of hitting. Definitely worth testing out. And figuring out if there is a consistent setup for it. It's a very cool strat. Again, like you said, having more runners, just these aren't like crazy things to think about, but someone thinking about them, that's what we need, right? We need enough people to think of all the ideas. It's nice that we have that more and more.
Yeah, especially with this tournament, just kind of drawing everybody's attention on top level NMG strats.
Upper and Crow 2. This time cleans up wave 1 perfectly. Last time I believe they got away for 1 cycle. Very clean. Second wave.
Not able to get the bomb off there. Gonna have to wait a minute.
Hitless should be pretty happy about that. 2 crows behind, pretty much, like you said. As Vor is heading into Ava, Upper is just picking up Crow 2. Yeah, it feels like there might be slightly more gap between them than last run, but that can change in an instant. We have seen Vor already have some issues. Having to take the save and quit after Crow 1 in dungeon. A death anywhere in an inopportune place can turn the whole thing around. Let's see. Misses one of the grunts, but dispatches him well. The grunts misbehaving a lot for the first wave.
Yeah, that's the other thing that happens. The closer and closer you get to these scripted fights, having like the optimal movement and attack patterns is you just kind of have to assume that your attacks are going to do what you want, because you can't really take the time to like improvise strats. You kind of have to just follow the script. So when you have the when you're slightly off and one of the enemies doesn't get hit by your attack, like that grunt, it just kind of makes you panic for a second to have to run over and break your scripted fight.
That being said, Vor is one of the more gifted players I've seen at improvising in those sort of situations. I remember even just a few days ago, there was some crazy plays that he made in a state, which he also commented that some big brain fighting right there, which is very true. That's kind of how you feel when you see Vor.
Vor doing plunging attacks.
Did he hear us?
He couldn't have. He was on server deafen unless he's got the stream live on the other channel.
My goodness. Just testing across the 2 runs, which one is faster. He's doing some live labbing. Has to get the perfect elevator like he did last time to be able to test it accurately. So let's see. But that is funny. And I wonder what influenced his decision to suddenly do that, besides the conversation. Maybe it's, I mean, he would probably also be thinking of the same thing himself independently, so can't put it past Vor. But very funny timing to be doing that. You know, Crow 4 for Upper. Gets the deflect, but not the kill on the roller.
That roller was not behaving. Took 2 heavies and 2 lights to kill it when any single one of those would have done.
It's going for lights in the halberd. sometimes it helps to thread in some heavies, especially in the breaks in between the halberds attack patterns, but lights work just as well.
Yeah, I'm curious if we'll ever get to the point where we're doing Lord of Doors.
Did you see that on Vor's side? I've never seen that before. But if anyone saw that, please clip that. That was crazy. In the room before the skate skip room, he instant arrowed on the switch and then hookshot immediately onto the rising platform before it actually could go up. So
I've not seen the hook shot. I've seen if you instant arrow through there, you could roll up onto it, but I have not tried the instant switch to hook shot.
Crazy. I've never seen that. That was a very quick switch to hook shot, like you said, and immediately on top of the platform. No need to roll or even ascend the ladder at all. With the roll, I've never seen you get on top of cleanly. It always needs like a little bit of climb, for me at least, but this looked like crazy, just immediately on top. Very cool to see. TFT has been doing that too, apparently, so we all need to just keep up with the new tech. Clearly.
We gotta watch the comm sub sheet, see if it's in there. Otherwise, we have an excuse.
Yep. My excuse is TFT didn't message me personally to tell me all the new tech. No, I'm kidding. That was just amazing to see, though. I haven't seen that personally. Looked very fast and cool. Clean Eva so far, by the way, from upper. Very clean. And we haven't seen any small troubles for both runners, by the way, which has been nice to have nothing to commentate on there. We have had a few runners have issues.
Yeah, and part of that is due to, I found this out, VSync issues. If your frame rate is below like 90, then SMO just doesn't behave properly. You have to have at least 90 FPS for that strat to actually be consistent.
Yep. So if you're on a potato computer like me, you just have to bear with it and go with the regular old roll around SMO strats. They are definitely slower. Upper doing the death warp here, by the way. It's not just randomly walking off the ledge. It supposedly saves 10 seconds to walking back.
Yeah, Varime's gold on the comm sub sheet, I believe, was 8 seconds. And that was with like a not perfect split afterwards.
There's some experimentation as well of whether you could bomb yourself on the railing outside Eva. But since bombs use 2 mana, you can only get 2 hits on yourself and you have to walk off to ice anyway. So it's a bit futile, but and you obviously can't leave Eva with, less health. So it does seem like this is probably the fastest, either the plunging or the walking. Vor has now tested both, so she'll ask his opinion after. What felt faster? He's going through the initial gauntlet in Watchtowers. Remember, he had some trouble here, but this time gets through hitless.
Yeah, misses one swing on the halberd, but still doesn't get a second combo off, so not much time lost.
Just skirting the laser there, giving us all slight heart and mouth moments, but he's fully in control of what's happening. Yep, very, very clean. Last time he had some issues with the first section, but the rest was fairly clean. Paused for a second on the ladder there to ensure that the boomers aren't cycled, but I think it actually messed it up to some extent.
Do you think that he paused for the cycle, or do you think that he tried to start running to the left too early and stalled out?
He has mentioned in stream that he does do that pause specifically for the cycle, so that's why I'm assuming he did, but I can imagine I've done the latter many times, so I'm not sure which one it was, but I have noticed that he does that and he has brought that up. He's very keen on that particular cycle, because as we saw in the last run, if you do get them in cycle, they kind of jump and land at the same time. So you get maximal damage on both of them simultaneously. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the reason was there.
Shot just kind of going right over the switch there. It looked like it passed over it in my eyes, but maybe I was just blinking at the wrong time.
Yeah, the switch hitboxes. Everything in this game, the hitboxes are a bit weird. You can kind of end up rolling on top of stuff. Or...
Speaking of hitboxes.
Corners, the worst enemy. He's getting stuck in these. Went for another corner again. Not going towards the center of those icicles. So, to some extent, spelling his own doom there. Gets through. Will he take a heal again here? He has less seeds this time. Just going for it.
Yeah, I might take the save and quit after this arena, depending on whether he gets hit or not. I imagine that if he has 3 health, he'll probably just continue right into Betty.
Probably right about that. Let's see if this mage misbehaves again. It's happened twice in 2 runs now.
Getting the backslash on that grunt as it slides away is kind of satisfying.
It is one of the things you have to really compensate for in this ice physics arena. You have to slash behind yourself as the enemy is going away from you very often. Gets hit once. So let's see how it all plays out now in terms of the save and crit that you mentioned. Does he feel lucky?
Yeah, with 2 health, you kind of have to get that perfect cycle. Try not to get hit by any snowballs on the way down.
I imagine safety will be paramount here, so he will take the save and crit. Smart choice. Especially since I'm not sure if he is tuned in, and if he is tuned in, then he may be a bit more comfy, but if he wasn't tuned in, probably his earlier issues in dungeon will still be weighing on him, so he would be thinking about not going too fast for his own good.
Everything looking smooth though. Looks like a full charge on each one of these swings.
Yep. Fast kill. We're going for this fast strat again. Had a very clean first 2 sections of the gauntlet, so this going well as well.
I love that kill so much.
It does look very satisfying. Let's see if Laser Arena behaves. Last time he left with 1 health. Looks a lot more comfortable moving around this time though.
Nearly identical to Vor's arena, except for not getting quite as many laser ticks on the hammer, bro.
I think you need that 1 more hit on the hammer, otherwise the laser actually does not do enough damage. Vor did get that 1 extra. You need 4 hits on the hammer bro ideally. It gets the same cycle as Vor as well, with the hammer bro throwing, the boomerang, throwing the boomerang from the other side, then coming close. Is already on 2 health, but probably will try to get to the ice arena part.
Yeah,
the
not
rest.
going for the heal there.
The rest of the section should be fine, but definitely got to keep an eye out to not get sniped or clipped or ambushed. Any of those bad situations that can happen.
Yeah, don't get stuck on the corner of the wall.
Oh no. How come this doesn't happen when you say things? Why is this happening when I'm saying things?
You got to go for the entirely unpredictable things. Nobody's going to get stuck on the corner of a wall, but somebody might get clipped by a hammer, bro.
That's true. But then they get stuck on the walls. Oh, okay.
He nudged the corner of the wall.
Just an homage to the wall, not a full on. My goodness. 2 health though, so he will take the heal here. War's going to a bit of a movement section for those who are fans of this. It's a little bit of a sweaty section, as War described himself. I would say very appropriate description. You have to be full focus and making sure that you're rolling as fast as you can, but not falling in. But we have plain simple combat on the right side. Slash away at the mages. Gets the clean first 2 mages. After that, the roller really doesn't matter, but cleans it up so he doesn't have to deal with it. Using these heavies to clear out the green pots quickly. Almost got the double kill on the archer and the grunt, which would have made that wave really perfect, but still very, very clean.
Yeah, that is something that I notice in all of these runs that Upper is doing, is he uses a lot of heavies. Just kind of, they do have bigger AoE. They only do 2 hits worth of damage, but if you can hit more enemies because of it, then it ends up being worth it. But I don't know, it just seems like he's using significantly more heavy attacks than Vor is.
Oof, keeper roll not working out for War. And you can get locked in this cycle because your roll does not immediately, it's on cooldown after you spawn. So took the 2 damage there. At key points once again. But yeah, I imagine he will also take a save and quit, as Upper is also taking the save and quit before Betty.
Interesting that he failed gate skip, and instead of just grabbing the lever and continuing, he went back for a second one. That kind of feels like another one of those mom skips where, like, just take the time loss.
It's a matter of principle. Yes, that's all it is with this right now. It's just gonna keep at it till he gets it. You have to respect that to some extent. Save and quit? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
There is
2 health flooded would not be a smooth time.
definitely not. If you're feeling extra brave, you can try to make it to Mage Hook and pot, or even to the prior Mage Hook part, which is a little earlier, but those are both spooky spots anyway. You don't want to be waiting longer to heal. Goes on the ledge. Nice. Does not need to bait the boomer that way. Can just get the hook shot. You can technically completely ignore the grunts beforehand, but they can swarm you on that ledge and make it really unpleasant. So just clearing them out before doing that. Another one of the somewhat newer strats.
That feels like it'll become the standard unless that ledge is inconsistent.
It's not inconsistent, it is spooky. So that's why I think doing what Vor did, clearing out the grunts, is what makes it more consistent. When I've tried it without clearing out the grunts definitely are really annoying. This grunt is being annoying, showing up on the Mage Hook, and it's not supposed to be there, but sometimes it decides it really likes you and wants to hang out. Vor on 2 health here. Not the ideal place to be on 2 health, especially with boomerangs flying around. The autoscroller first wave seems to be a bit of a lost cause right now. Will be a little delayed, just slightly, not a big deal. Just a few seconds off in killing that end mage of the first cycle. Second wave going much smoother though. Compensating for the hookshot there, if you noticed, the hookshot can put you out of position to hit an enemy. Compensating for that by backslashing from the direction that he came from. Very, very good recognition and understanding of how the movement works. Upper needing 2 bombs.
Yeah, missing this first wall, having to grab a couple of mana from the mushrooms there.
Will we see Vor go for the right side strats this time? Or will he do the frog juggles on the left again?
What is the purpose of the right side?
So, so doing it on the right side leaves that particular brick or block which Frog King pops out of. It leaves that to be just despawned for the ledge attack in the second phase. And when you leave that right side one despawned, then the self-bombing attack is more consistent because that particular block is one of the blocks which the Frog King would target. But since it's already despawned, it can't target it, so it'll target you faster. That's the idea. But for some reason, which I haven't quite understood, the left side one does not seem to count. In this case, Vor is lucky the middle one also got pulled out, as you can see. So he will get an early bomb damage regardless.
This is a really fast Frog King, either way.
I don't think he'll need any, like last time, he didn't need any self-damage. These are all hypotheticals. And that's probably why he's not worrying anymore. But as you can see, Frog King did like a plus pattern in front of itself before trying to bomb you. So that's kind of the idea, I think. That's what Vor has discovered in his experiments. The plus sign in front of the Frog King is key. That's kind of the pattern that he makes. Upper, ooh, doing some nice corner cuts there. Very, very clean. You'll have to see it. Nice water side gate skip.
Yeah, water side.
Gets it first try though, so saves a few seconds on Vor there. Also got Keepo roll first time, which is something which Vor got stuck with as well, so. There's definitely some back and forth constantly in this run.
Yeah, and Upper keeping it really only one major split behind. Not having to take that save and quit there also saves a couple seconds. Not going for the spooky ledge strat.
To be honest, I haven't seen anyone other than Vor or TFT do that. I know people have labbed it and tried to experiment with it, but in a run, I don't think I've seen anyone do that besides those two. And it might be one of those that it really doesn't make sense until you're at the sub 120 time, because you have other time save at that point. But that being said, do not let me discourage you. Definitely try it. It looks like a fun thing, and I probably will be trying it too myself. Oh, just falling off. That last hook shot is very precise. We do see Vor going for it, and he does get it. His secret, I think, is to hold left as soon as he lands. It's not that unintuitive. It's pretty much what you would expect, but you have to get it right. 1 health. Watch out for the boomerang.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a stressful moment.
Last arena before Frog King. Upper took a few hits here last time, so we'll be looking to get through it cleanly this time. So there's no need for any save quits.
Going for that quick furnace, I don't know what the worry is. Vorime said that shooting across the hole there was less consistent, but it feels like it should just be a straight shot, whereas the pipe side, you're just kind of clipping right past the hitbox. I don't know. It feels less consistent to me. The only time that I've managed to get that shot was shooting across the hole.
Yeah, I will freely say I don't know if I have it consistent. It seems to be 50-50 regardless of whether I'm shooting directly at it or across. It almost seems like that hitbox has a mind of its own. And even though you stand in the same position, I think most people do stand in that same place at the corner of the pipes. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you're slightly off. It does seem like auto aim is not your friend there, though. Regardless, you kind of have to get the shot or not. Upper going for the right side strats, as you can see. I think he was also talking about the same stuff and has picked up the same strats in terms of the self-bombing. I remember him actually mentioning it as well. So nice to see both runners doing comparable stuff, keeping it tight.
Yeah, it looks like Upper will probably be finishing Frog King a little bit before Vorime makes it into the Grandma fight.
Up a fast cycle this time, Vor did. Nice, clean kill. Also did not have to wait for the self-damage.
Yeah, looked about exactly the same as Varime's fight timings.
Fast cycle in this room as well for Vorime. It's going to be feeling pretty good about this furnace. No need for any heals or anything. Just run on through the Grandma.
Go grab the door.
Yes, of course. Don't forget that one. The one door that actually might save time to grab. Once again, insane paces from both runners.
Yeah, I don't think Upper is on PB pace anymore, but still, I mean, maybe against the PB before previous race.
Yep, probably still could end up ahead of what he was yesterday. Despite a death in the run. Of course, let's not jinx it. Anything can still happen. Yeah, there you see Vor again backing off in the time that the Grandma does the sweep attack, so that he can get a bunch of attacks in and also deflect while Grandma is sweeping across. Just makes it a lot more deterministic to deal with that sweep attack. Otherwise, you're kind of just waiting for her to finish that animation before hookshotting in. It's a good strategy to do damage during it as well. Upper, meanwhile, heading into the last room of observation. Gonna talk to Grandma and head on over into Furnace himself.
Yeah, keeping basically a level behind. Not really closing the gap, but not really losing any more time either.
Yep. Very commendable. Keeping pace with Vorime is I would say for most people, an impossible task, and Upper doing such a good job of it really cannot be overstated how hard it is. First of all, to be doing a race, then against the #1 seed and the record holder, and to do it with while giving such a good account of yourself. Really commendable. Let's see if he is able to get this light. Goes a little bit further in to make it more consistent, I guess. Seemed to work out. Gets the cycle on the piston. That's all that matters ultimately, is can you get to the piston in time?
Yeah, I really am curious whether Upper is keeping an ear out for the music and timing all of those beats to it. Because that was another one of those cycles where, like, he lit the furnace directly after the cycle would have gone. So he got like a whole extra beat to run over to the platform before it went up.
Yep. And if he does, it makes a lot of sense that he's been able to get these cycles. Very big brain move to be keeping an eye out for the music and timing your movement. It all depends on when you enter the room and when you light the braziers, basically, in these cycles. So keep an eye out to time either of those things to the music. You can make the cycles work in your favor.
Oh, for that furnace, you guys were talking about, I think if you just hit the side of the furnace, you get it like all the time, I think. I remember when I was testing it out. I'm pretty sure.
Is it all the time or is it most of the time?
Oh, I usually get it like, it's pretty consistent, I'm pretty sure. I just tested it right now. If you just hit the side of the furnace, like behind that like door, just like at the very side. You usually get it.
That's pretty cool. If you have a consistent setup, yeah, definitely please to share. It's been cool that we've been sitting here commenting and saying stuff which we're not sure how it works, and putting is quietly figuring out how to do it and sharing it in Discord. Yesterday he shared the strat for the consistent quick kill on the Hookstash servant. And that'll change everyone's strats for Hundo at least immediately, and all bosses. So
I swear these were like known already, but I guess not.
no, I
Yeah, a
appreciate.
lot of, especially on the NMG side, a lot of the tech has been kind of reinventing the wheel, because at the beginning it was purely glitchless. We weren't allowed to have any glitches at all. So we just kind of threw out all of the tech that existed in this game, because up until that point, people really had only been pushing unrestricted. So it was just kind of rediscovering everything that we could use. And then once the rule set got updated, we never like went back through all of the unrestricted tech to figure out what was now legal.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That does make a lot of sense. For me, I'd had a blistering fast Greycrow fight, super aggressive, did all the parries, and was staying very, very close to Greycrow to make sure that the parries were followed up with immediate slashes. Love to see that sort of aggression. And we have another boss fight on the right side. The Upper fighting Grandma. Did not get too much damage early on to Grandma, so he had to kind of wait for the spinning pot phase to finish her off last time. Let's see how he deals with her this time. Does seem like he goes for lights almost exclusively, which is different from what we were seeing earlier, where he was going for so many heavies.
Yeah, it kind of seems like during bosses he takes the safe approach of doing lights.
Just about as fast as last time, looks like. Gauntlet time for Vorime. Oof. Unfortunate hit.
He's lucky he didn't fall off that tooth there.
But that is one of the places where you really don't want to get hit. There's absolutely no reason to take an extra damage with you going into the remaining sections of Gauntlet. Let's see if he goes for the fast door. Did attempt it once and then stopped, fell off, and then couldn't continue. 2 health down now.
And if you fall off on that side, the Lord of Doors just kind of waits for you. So you don't get to, you have to spawn back in and run up and start the animation.
That is why the first door is the riskiest one to go for. It is inherently risky in itself, but it also messes up your next Gauntlet arena, because you spawn in the dark, kind of. The camera hasn't loaded in. So you have to kind of do some of the fight in the dark, the first few hits. Going in here, going for the fast strat here, starting out here, rolls away. That is probably the smart way to do it. Missed one hit, I believe, so had to compensate for a second. Again, very small time losses here, but the key for him, for Vorime right now, is to get through Gauntlet, since he is already on 2 health, does not want to take a death. And have to redo all of Gauntlet. That's a huge time loss. Going for Betty roll skip. Gets it. Beautiful stuff.
Yeah, once again, gonna be on pace for another sub 118, I think.
Just about. Looks like just about, yes. Once again, we're gonna have 2 boss fights. LOD and Greycrow, probably. Although the Greycrow still has a lot of mashing for upper to get through.
Yeah. Lord of Doors does have a little bit of mashing as well, and the unskippable text box.
And the epic music intro. Great guitar riff. By the way,
See if his audio is doing any better.
Speaking of the music, shout outs to Clark, Sinead, and Fletch for organizing the Q&A with the Acid Nerve developers. Folks who are interested, definitely check out the Death Store Discord. It's going to be an event with the developers in a month. They're going to have an AMA, amongst other things, TBD. But meanwhile, let's focus on these last few fights. Vor breaking out of that stun very quickly. Pretty much flawless for Cycle, gonna bait out the extra attacks as well. And the 3 hits on the last one. Gonna try to go for a frame perfect dodge, just misses. Oh. On the other side, some misfortune for Upper.
There was one stray crow floating around that Upper walked right into and then got knocked down as the other swarm of crows was piling on top of him. But over on Varime's side, once again, a 117.55.
Insane finish there. Yeah, Upper was caught in a zombie nightmare scenario there for a second, completely swarmed by crows. Probably the scariest place to be in this game is in the Grey Crow fight. Whoa! Did he roll into Grey Crow there for a second? It looked like he rolled into Grey Crow on the chain.
Yeah, it might have been.
Very cool. Unfortunately, this might put him out of contention for a PB pace, I imagine. But still a crazy fast time.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the time is to get to the next what am I saying? The time from Grey Crow to end of the game. I'm not sure what that split time ends up being.
Around 5 minutes, I think, between the end of Grey Crow to end of LOD.
Yeah, so last hit on Crow in PB was like a 118.40 something, 118.35.
Okay, I think he was... Then he's not that far behind because I think it was just a low 119-ish. Like 119.10 or 15, if I'm not mistaken here. So it's not very far behind, but making up 30 seconds in the last 2 splits will be tough. Let's see. Just has to comp sub everything by a lot.
Or is it okay if I bring Vorime into the call?
Yeah, of course.
Vorime, how you feeling? Oh, I think he's muted.
Yeah, might be taking a little walk after that.
Oh, hello. No, I wasn't expecting to get brought in so soon. What's up?
Congratulations.
After that, yeah, GG's.
Thanks. I'm feeling pretty good. Today went about as expected. I think my runs went a little better. Yeah, pretty pleased. How's Upper's pace right now?
He's running through first gauntlet wave at 120.40.
Okay, so probably not matching last time, but still better than PB before today, right?
Yeah, probably about on pace with PB before.
Sick. But yeah, I think as far as my performance today, I think it was it kind of showed what I feel like is my strength with the game, which is my consistency and adaptability. Like when things go wrong in combats, I kind of know what to do to get everything back on track really quickly. Just comes from playing the game a ton. I have a lot more experience than most of the runners, and that's where I think my advantage is in the tournament. So
yeah, that Crow one in Mushroom Dungeon in particular.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good adaptation to decide to just save and quit out of there. Do the walkthrough again.
Yeah, I wasn't sure whether I wanted to do the save and quit, or there is actually a pot in that room where you roll over the breakable wall, but I felt like preserving the seed made more sense at the time, just for a race.
That's what we figured was your reason. We weren't sure if you were going to cronk the lever and then save and quit, or just save and quit. But yeah, we went with the save and quit immediately. But at that point, yeah, just getting out of that one health situation was most important. Upper down to 2 health, didn't get petty roll skip, just about. Missed it. Very close.
For a second there, I thought that he didn't have enough damage and Lord of Doors was going to just roll again.
Yeah, it seemed he was very confident in his counting because he just backed off and went to the instant door spot. Kudos to him for knowing exactly how much damage he had to put in. It's heading into the last fight now.
I said to Upper a few days ago that he's approaching the game the right way, and if this tournament was a month later down the line, I would be much, much more scared of Upper as an opponent, and you can clearly see why. Upper just phenomenal runner, doing an excellent job improving so fast.
I mean, it's been, I was saying earlier, like a month and a week since his first submission, and he went from like a 158 to a 122.30.
Yep. 122.30 today. It's amazing time. Amazing runner for sure. Let's see how he deals with the last Lord. Can he get it in before the 24? Might be very close. But he had a stellar last Lord fight last time. Just great RNG, lots of orb attacks, and he rolled through them perfectly. Doing a good job again here. Breaks out of the stun quickly.
I think it's interesting that he rolls away from Lord of Doors there rather than rolling underneath, but it seems to work out.
I would imagine in the last roll, you want to roll underneath so you can bait out those extra backhands before the Lord of Doors rolls away, because that's guaranteed extra damage as opposed to certain other attack patterns. But it works out just as well, to be honest. He's really, just 5 seconds off.
A 124.05. The one
Amazing.
in the queue is a 124.01. So he has 4 seconds behind his PB coming into today. But does have a like minute and a half PB that will be able to be submitted.
Amazing stuff.
Jeez. I brought Upper in. How are you feeling, Upper?
Hey, not too bad. I mean, death to spiders is always a bit unfortunate, but what can you do?
Yeah, that did go about as poorly as it could have on was that Crow 2 of Dungeon?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But still pretty happy with the time. Like, that was like almost the same as my old PB with 2 deaths, so sure.
Right.
Not bad at all.
That's good work. That was great. But Vorime does take round 2, going into the semifinals. Yeah, great work, both runners.
GG's.
Nice. GG Upper.
Please check out these runners. They both stream, so please check them out. I'm the commentary too. They all stream Death Doors speedruns. I'm not sure who to rate to. Do we have like a Death Door runner streamer right now?
I don't know, but we probably should quickly plug whatever other matches we have scheduled. I'm not sure what's on the schedule, but
So tomorrow we have TFT versus Thundar at 9 p.m. EST. We have Quack. She's going to be commentating that match, so look forward to that. Yeah.
And I can confirm that I do have my match with Zui. He did message me during the stream. So we will have our match on Friday, 1 p.m. EST.
Yep.
Nice.
So there's another match there too. Okay.
And thank you, Team Green Gaming, for allowing us to host this tournament on your channel.
Yes.
Big shout outs to Team Green Gaming and Sinet.
I do not see anybody on our list of raid targets. We could chuck it over at GDQ if we wanted to, but
Well, Math is streaming. I think he just started.
oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah, a runner. He was a runner in our match, in our tournament. So let's straight over to him. Also a Death Door speedrunner. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. enjoying. I hope to see you guys next time. Take care, y'all.
The